All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thanks again for stopping by. It's our morning note every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to turn on notifications, like our videos, and comment some of your questions. Bottom right-hand corner is the icon. Make sure to click that so you can subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it. More great things to come. Okay, so let's talk market, shall we? It is November 19th, 2020. Dow futures down 42, pretty much flat. Nasdaq down 25. S&P down 5, flat. Russell is flat right now. Crude oil futures down flat, 42. Bitcoin is up 2.23% and over 18,000 on the future side. Gold down 0.83%. Silver futures down 2.3%. And let's see, Euro dollar down 27 pips, 118.27 for my Forex people. Dollar yen up 21 pips, 104.02. Dollar index is up 0.32%, 92.61. And the VIX is actually red, down 1.5%, or 1.59%. All right, so a couple things. My monologue first, because I know you guys are going to pretty much answer your questions before you guys even ask them. A couple of things that I'm watching. So we had our first piece of news today was the what was this called? The unemployment rate, jobless claims. Excuse me, 742,000 jobless claims for November 14th. Estimated for 700,000, so it was more than estimated. But continuing jobless claims rise 6.372 million. Last week was 6.47 million. So that was the. It was actually less than forecasted, less than estimates, and better than last week. So the continuing claims for unemployment or jobless claims is down, but unemployment for this week is actually up. So again, these are just jobless claims. You know, if you're unemployed, you get a check, what have you. But that's where we are on that. So the stock market is taking a little bit of a hit. From yesterday, we had a nice little fall. We fell at 3 p.m. A little bit of sell-off there. Futures did test the 200-day on E-mini futures and then fell back down. And now we're kind of where we started at 35.59. So your next level is the previous all-time high before we broke it, 35.87, the 100% retrace. So if you want to, with me, let's go ahead and actually work on the Fibonacci's together. So we can start from scratch. So let's go ahead and remove this drawing. So if you guys want to see, it's very, very simple to do some Fibonacci level retracements. Again, guys, this is kind of like a GPS for your car. It's nice to have, but you don't always need to use it. You don't need a GPS to get home, but sometimes maybe back roads or away from traffic does help. So let's go ahead and put the high, 36.68, all the way down to the low of 21.74. And that's how I do it, and now we're good. So there you go. There's your Fibonacci levels. The highs is 36.68. That would be my 100% retrace. I go to retrace on the highs. Some people like to do it reverse, like my good buddy Anthony, but I do it the other way. But that's just me. It really doesn't matter. But again, I have the Fibonacci retracement levels there. Let's go ahead and then bring it back to the hourly. And you could see that the next retrace level back to the downside is 33.48. That's a 78.6 retracement level on the daily if we get there. Again, you could do retracement levels for the hourly, the 5 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute, whatever you want. I do it on the daily personally. If I'm looking more short term, I'll do the hourly, but that's how I do it. Again, moving averages have not changed. Remember, your high is 36.68, which was the high on the 9th of November. This is E-mini futures. Again, we do trade futures as well, but this is a good way to see the market on a daily basis. So that's how I have it. All right, so that's where we are in E-mini futures. Again, right below the 200. So basically, what I really want you guys to really understand is that options volume is already falling. There's not a lot out there. So keep that in mind that next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, regular days. Thursday is Thanksgiving, and Friday the markets are closed at 1. So again, you're already compressed with time. And keep in mind, Wednesday, probably after lunch, no trading for the most part, not much anything to do anything if people are traveling for Thanksgiving or what have you, or just taking the day. So I would say, really, Friday I'm not expecting much. Thursday, everything is closed. Wednesday, I would say you basically have 2.5 weeks of trading. So if you are looking to trade, take a look at not next week's, the week after, because then you'll have a full week of trading and gives you some time on the board. That's what I would do. I would not take a look at anything for next week unless it's extremely, extremely, extremely juicy of a setup where you can be a little nimble and you could just get it quickly. That's fine, but to swing it, I'd be very careful because time's against you right when you fill, by the way. The clock is ticking. Time decay happens the second you open the trade, just so you know. So time decay is always a factor, okay? So there's one stock, again, that I talked about yesterday on Twitter. Now keep in mind, guys, I do run the Twitter as well, and I also have my team that also runs it when they retweet stuff. So most of the time, it's probably 90% of the time, it's me. So when I talked about Tesla yesterday, I said that 485 break. I said, keep an eye on that. And once it did squeeze. I was right. Well, we were right, the team, and we got it. So we had a lotto for our premium members, and we also traded with our students. So very well done. They made some profit on it. I traded the 500s. I got like 3 bags, which is over 300%. And I also got into those 520s. Some people on Twitter followed on that one and they got it. But you could see right now we're near that high of around 502. What I'm looking for here is that we'll tap 502 and we'll reverse. I do not want you guys chasing Tesla here. That's a big resistance level, the 502, which is the all-time high. Again, if you start breaking that, you start getting to around 505, 506, we can have the discussion. But again, I don't want you guys chasing. Again, we have short time next week. It is a Thursday, so keep in mind, take it easy. We're now around 4, where are we at? 496. Again, 502 may happen, may tap, and then just reverse. Again, that is your resistance. That's the all-time high. So why would we chase at an all-time high here, especially on a Thursday with a holiday week coming? I don't think it's worth it. If you have some of the Tesla longs, don't get cute, guys. Take your money, move on with your life. Again, options trading are not investments. If you own the stock, again, I remember I talked about when the stock was bouncing on really good news on the S&P thing. I said if you own Tesla, you could sell it for some profit. I mean, it's fine. You can always sell it. I have not. So again, I have not sold any Tesla stock. Options, yeah, I'll trade options all day. But when it comes to the stock, I still own it. I still own it. And I don't have any issues holding it long term. But again, if you own some of the shares and you want to go ahead and take some profits, be my guest. Again, I am not you. You're not me. You obviously have your investment targets. You also have your risk management. That is up to you. There is nothing wrong. Let me make that very clear with you guys as I'm looking at the camera. There's nothing wrong, guys, with taking a profit. I don't want you feeling like, oh my God, I could have made more. You will always have that in the back of your head. If you feel comfortable to take some profits, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, whatever, that's up to you, man. Take it. If you need the money or you want to go ahead and move it to something else, totally fine. I am not going to bash you for it or say, oh, you're weak and you should have held. Everyone is different. If you want to take some profits, man, I wish you the best. That's great. Again, it's very simple what you can do. If you invested $1,000 in Tesla, $2,000 in Tesla, $3,000 in Tesla, and you're up now to $6,000 and you invested $3,000, you made $3,000 profit. Just take your profit, sell $3,000 worth of Tesla and stay with your initial investment. It keeps you in the game and you took some profits. That's okay. Ring the registers, not a problem to do so. I'm not doing that, A, because I'm just a long-term investor, and B, I just don't need the money at this current juncture. I'd rather just own the stock. But you're different. Again, everyone is different. If you want to do that, it's very simple. Again, you can always take some profit, leave your initial investment so it keeps you invested in that name. Or you could just always cash out, whatever makes you happy. Okay, so what I have open for right now, I also have some Roku. I went over that with our YouTube guys on Tuesday, and the volume was there. But again, it's just been chop, and it's been killing us. So again, I have until today. Again, we have until tomorrow, obviously. But again, I'm looking for a nice little boost. We have to break 245, or at least 242. That's got to happen. But again, Roku is a momentum name. If there's a name that could move 6, 7%, 10% in a day, it's Roku. One of these names, a Roku, an NIO, a Square, those guys can move. So again, I'm holding Roku, and yes, if it's a loss, I will eat the loss. I've been there, guys. I'm not perfect. Losses happen. And if you want, I'll even post it on Instagram for you guys. So again, yes, I do have losses too. We're not perfect. Next there, I saw here was Square. Square is boosting. Keep an eye on Square. I had an alert above 190. Could be a play, but again, could reverse. Square is a tease. So be very careful on Square. Again, I will keep an eye on it and see what happens. But let's look over to, not next week, the next one, and see if we have an opportunity to play that. NVIDIA had earnings, great earnings actually, great guidance and everything. I was looking to buy under 500, even trying to say maybe 520. NVIDIA's not giving me a chance. It's not giving me a chance to buy stock here. So again, I own the stock, no big deal. It's down what, $9 after hours, not really much of a movement or a volatile move. But again, anything below 500 I think is worth a buy. Absolutely. Nvidia is one of the better names to own. I've owned it since around, I think I owned it, when did I own it? I owned Nvidia since, I have it here. Where is that thing? I wrote it down. Where is it? Where did I buy Nvidia at? I know I wrote it down. I think it was at 3 something a share. 300 something a share. I literally wrote it down and I can't find it. Where did I buy it? Now I'm upset because I gotta find this stupid thing. Nvidia. At 345 a share. That's where I bought Nvidia. That's my average price because I've been buying on dips. God, I'm sorry I made you wait that long. So that's where we are. That's what I'm looking at. I also have IWM open. I have the 180s open. It's literally just chilling on the 100-day moving average. Again, pretty much flat day. Let's see if we get a rotation back into banks. Banks are the biggest part of IWM. So again, we need to break up that 177 level. Again, time is a factor. So it is Thursday. Let's see what we get. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good vibes, good vibes. Good morning, sir. Do you think Roku? Yeah, I just answered that. Can I subscribe as a basic member and use Metaphor for trading platform? Metaphor, MetaTrader, I think it's called. That's more for Forex. I don't know if they even do options. So I have no idea. I couldn't answer that correctly. I don't know. Odds of RCL upside. Royal Cruise, Royal Caribbean. I would still stay away from cruises. Again, if you're looking to buy cruise lines, you have to have at least a 3-year perspective. And if you do, fine. Royal Caribbean is not a bad one. I think Norwegian's a little better, but I don't think you can go wrong with RCL or Carnival or one of those. Beyond over 137. You know what? Let me expand this bad boy here. Yeah, they're 200 days around 137, but if you really wanted to play it, I would say 142 to even play some calls, to be honest with you. Any indication Tesla will go down? There is no indication that Tesla go down. Again, I'm going by the recent highs. The high is 500 and something, 503, 502. But again, it's up pre-market. But I guess you want to say prediction or my thoughts on it is that we'll tap that 503, 502, and then people will start selling, taking profit, and it's going to come back down a little bit. Maybe get to around 490, 495. I just don't want you guys chasing Tesla because I think a lot of people have FOMO from yesterday. Again, I had a 10% move yesterday. Then I'll lure in those buyers, and then the bears will eat them alive. So again, just be careful. I would not trade Tesla today. If you have any calls on it, take your profit. Thoughts on Roku? I already answered that. When is BABA going to stop falling? Good question. Again, to me, if BABA hits 250, I'm buying more shares, but it's basically flat pre-market. So again, it's been down like 9 days in a row. Completely fine, I don't care. But again, 250 breaks that, I am buying. Did Buffett take a big stake in Tesla? I have no idea. But keep in mind that they are being added to the S&P. Bro, I didn't know what you meant by putting kids to sleep at 185. Well, it wasn't 185, it was 485. And I said squeeze higher. Again, it was just a saying. But, I mean, guys, you have to look at the charts. All-time high is 532, correct? No, Tesla's all-time high is actually 503. If we go to daily, 502.49 is your all-time high on Tesla. Remember, it's split adjusted because they did a stock split. I already did Square, Nvidia, yep. Already talked about it. Morning, do you think Tesla is a positive move for the EV sector? Of course, absolutely. Peloton has been moving a lot, but not insider sales. Yeah, I think George Soros bought some Pelletier, whatever the hell it is, and I think he wasn't happy with it. I read an article about it. It is up pre-market. Just be very careful with timing. Do you like Twitter here? Twitter, I was looking at, and it looked like it was breaking that fib of the 161.8 extension, and then it fell back down. So I would wait to break 44 before you do anything, or at least 44.50. Thoughts on Yeti? You know what's funny? I love Yeti, the actual product. I actually got one, a Yeti cup, and it's custom with my company logo on it, and I like it long term. But to trade options, I don't see anything here that's worth it. Sono price increase. Yeah, Sono was up 20% pre-market, but then that's fading. Do I think it's worth a buy? Not at high. No, I'd wait for it to pull back. And it looks like it could retrace back to 17. So it looks like Carnival's doing an equity offering of some convertible notes that may dilute the service. So what trading platform do you suggest? Definitely TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. AMD I love long term, but there's nothing here on the trade side. You need to wait for 85. You think NIO will continue to the downside? NIO is basically just treading water. It's right below the 100. Not really doing much. Space calls. Space, we had that this week, but again, it faded with the rest of the market. So 23.75 is your high. You have to wait for that break. Do you think NIO will, GameStop? I think it's GME. GME is right at $11.70. There's nothing here that makes me want to even buy this thing. I don't know what GameStop's market would be when most people are buying digital stuff. Like, I got a PlayStation 5 as a gift, and I got the digital version, and I could just download the games directly. I don't have to walk into a store or anything. I could just play it directly from my PlayStation. And it literally took to download NBA 2K, was it the new one, 21? I got that yesterday. It took me literally 10 minutes to download the whole game. It was that quick. So what's the point of a GameStop? I don't think it's worth it. JMIA, I have no idea what this company does, but it is a breakout. If you do break, take a look at 2075 for a break for the upside. So look, let's just do 2079 to call it even. DKNG price to increase. Again, I've been saying bets, Bitcoin, and blunts, right? I've been saying DKNG and I've been saying pen. And I don't think anyone's been listening, but DKNG is great for a long-term hold. They are a great company. I'm actually a consumer of DraftKings because I play fantasy football. So I love them. And I own the stock, and I've been buying on dips. If it breaks below 35, you buy. But right now, 100 is the price target. I think it was Morgan Stanley. It definitely has room to run, guys. Again, as more gambling becomes more and more prevalent in different states, DraftKings and Penn, which is Barstool Sportsbook, is going to be a lot more viable out there. So Bitcoin, blunts, and I'm betting. I've been saying it. Remember, the cannabis stocks, betting stocks, Bitcoin. Do I really have to say anything about Bitcoin? Slow, you talked about yesterday. What? Yep, 3250 calls. Yep. Why would we do that? Yep's at 3149. It's nice, I guess. 3250. I hope they had a lot of volume, so maybe you might get it, but it looks pretty decent. Let's see. NKLA calls. Yeah, NKLA, you would think people would learn. I would stay away from this name. One bad headline and then it's just gone. There's so many better other names out there. Low? Are you talking about Lowe's? Because I bought Lowe's yesterday. Yes, I actually bought stock of Lowe's yesterday. Let's see if we get a continuation to the downside to buy some more. But really the level that you want to see is right 133, which is your 200-day. I highly doubt it gets there, but again, I'll be ready if we get there. I think Lowe's is an amazing company. Instead of NKLA, yeah, I would just stay away from NKLA. There's so many other, not say safer, that are better options for EV that will pay you without the volatility of an NKLA. Again, NKLA is so headline based. Again, all GM has to say is that we're not doing business with them, and then that's it, game over. So again, we've seen, and then we also have short sellers out there that are going to say something. I think Tesla's better. I think NIO is better. There's Plug Power, which is better. Again, so many other opportunities out there. I would stay away from NKLA like the plague. Do you buy Target at this price? Let's take a look at Target. If you're looking at retail, Target is not a bad idea. I think Target is great. I think Costco is great. I think Walmart is great. I think Burlington is great. I think TJX is great. Those names are great for retailers. Home Depot, of course, Lowe's. I think Target is an amazing company. I actually sold my Target to buy more Amazon. And the reason I bought Amazon is because it's both. They have retail and they have the cloud. They have their cloud services, AWS. So again, I'm more of growth-based. Target is more of a value, but they do grow. But again, not to the ability of an Amazon. So I took my Target money and moved it to Amazon. I took my Walmart money and moved it to Amazon. The only other retail names I have in my portfolio are Home Depot, Lowe's, Lululemon, Amazon, and Shopify. That's 5. 5 retailers or 5 retail names. Well, one more, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. So that's 6. So again, I'm a little loaded on it comes to the retail side. I guess you want to consider Amazon a retailer. But Target is a great company. I think Target and Walmart are a great place to have relatively safe companies, pay dividend. Again, you could do a lot worse than a Target and a Walmart. So I like them both. If you guys want to buy it here, I think they're great for a buy. I would wait a little bit more. Again, like around 160 would be nice, but again, $7 a share, not really terrible to split hairs here. I think it's a decent buy here. Absolutely. If we go to the daily chart, and you can see how they've been doing transitioning to more online. I mean, this thing was at $90 in March. Remember we were talking about in March with the COVID stuff that it's an opportunity to buy. And look at that. This thing has soared $70 since the lows. 76 bucks to be exact. That's amazing. That's really great. So Target, I mean, there's opportunities out there, sure. The only thing that kind of concerns me, if you're looking at Target just on the whole aspect, there is a gap to fill on the daily chart. More of a trading thing, but again, Target had really great numbers. I mean, their e-commerce grew big time on online sales. So I do like Target long term. Walmart is absolutely crushing it. I give a lot of props to Walmart because they have had a bullseye on their back for decades, and they've just been kind of consistently getting better at their retail store and everything else they do. You know, obviously providing competition for Amazon. Let's see. Pins next week. There's a lot of questions here, guys. Pins for next week. Again, I have an alert for pins at 66.47. If it breaks that, then I will take a look. Until then, I'm not touching it. But it is kind of recovering back nicely after that big boost of earnings, which I played before, and looks really good. You think Amazon will spin AWS? I think if there's any kind of monopoly issue, antitrust issue with the government, AWS will be split from Amazon, and AWS itself is a amazing company. Like AWS alone would be a Fortune 100 company. Remember, guys, if your company that you own a stock has to split up, that's huge. That's really good as a shareholder. That's really good. Again, imagine if they had to split off Google, if they split off Facebook or Amazon. That's great. I mean, that's something that you would want as a shareholder because you get more value from those companies that are split because you still own some. So they'd have to reward you or pay you for that. Again, you don't, let's say Facebook spun off WhatsApp. You'd be a shareholder of WhatsApp now. The same thing I talked about on the Instagram post with Pfizer. I got that new stock that came in. Amazon calls based on, first of all, Amazon calls, let me stop you right there. It's way too expensive. Just like Zoom. Zoom is way too expensive. Again, it's just an expensive option to play. I'd rather you not kill yourselves with regards to position sizing. And exactly, Kay's got it. Kai's got it. Because splitting allows you to separate the bad parts from the good ones. The last ones to do that actually it worked out perfectly for them, really was let me see if I can bring this up. Was a Citibank. Citibank in the financial crisis. I wish I had a longer chart. Let me see if I have the monthly chart. Oh, the weekly chart. This is back in 2007. Now in 2000, now again, this stock has split adjusted a couple of times. So it got as low as $9.70. Did a reverse split. I used to work for Citi, mind you, during the financial crisis, mind you. And with Citi, what they did is that they had Citibank, well, Citigroup at one point. They spun off Travelers because they owned it. So Travelers became its own company. It's part of the Dow Jones Industrial Average now. Citi had the bank, and then they had their bad debt or the bad assets and the good assets. So they had Citi Holdings and Citibank, and that allowed them to really kind of separate the bad and the good. So again, sometimes not getting what you want is a big stroke of luck. Why do companies like monopoly power? Well, they like power. Who doesn't, right? At the end of the day. So I mean, if they had to split Amazon to AWS, that's not even a big deal. That's something that you'd welcome as a shareholder. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. GAR GARcapitalFX.com is the website. Feel free to check us out anytime. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And guys, you never know. Turn on notifications like yesterday with Tesla. I'll give you stuff that I'm watching too sometimes. So if you don't have notifications on, you are missing out. And Twitter is the way to do it. Even if we're the only ones you follow, because you'll have all the news that you need. That's the way to do it. I highly recommend Twitter. It's the best platform for news and everything else. And of course, for anything else, you don't have to just follow us. You can follow us whatever you want. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Wearing my Stay Bullish shirt as always. You can check out our store if you like the shirt. GARcapitalfx.com under the merch tag, and we'll catch you guys later.